Check out these great examples of what a little 3S and creativity can do by taking just a few minutes every day to make a positive change. In this video, we have 2 improvements to share from the face frame team. As you can see here, the face frame department has added a simple board under their router to make it easy to lean routed face frames up. Before this board was installed, the frames had a tendency to fall behind the table and require the operator to retrieve them, leading to more motion and wasted effort. They have also made a cool improvement to their shadow board. They had many wrenches and tools that were on their board because they needed to make adjustments to routers or other machines. Oftentimes the operator would grab the wrong wrench and have to go back and grab a different one. By color-coding the wrench to match the tool, they now know exactly which wrench to grab for each tool, saving them quite a bit of motion. The finish department has added these color swatch samples for paints at several convenient locations to reduce the waste of defects caused by unacceptable color variances. The finish technician can now compare the color swatches with their current product to make sure it will pass quality standard checkpoints, preventing rework later on. Ryan in Special Parts made a really cool improvement to the process of cutting glaze lines in their posts. By making a simple block out of scrap wood and placing it on the lathe, the operator can now rest the cutting tool on it for a much more stable and precise operation. This helps get the job done quicker and at an even greater quality standard. Nice job, Ryan. And Chris Baird in Assembly had the idea of having a slide-out shelf added to their table saw to accommodate cutting box parts more effectively. The shelf allows them to place larger workpieces and quantities where they need them for quick and easy access for datoing, whereas before they had to stack larger workpieces on the opposite side of the fence, leading to more motion to complete the process. Thanks, Chris, for your effort to improve your work area. In this next example, see how a huge bug can easily be squashed if we just take a moment to go after it. Have you ever found yourself dealing with something that bugged you day after day and never took a moment to investigate and just accepted it as, well, that's just the way it is? What if the solution is super simple and all it takes is a minute or two to stop and implement an immediate solution and never have to be bugged by it again? Won't this make your workplace just a little more enjoyable? Well, this is exactly what Morning 3S time is for. We encourage you to write down things that bug you while you're working and put them on your department board or in some designated area so that you can take a moment during your Morning 3S and try to fix the things that bug you and check them off the list. Well, in this case, there was a metal cart indoors that really bugged people. The cart just didn't maneuver very well and was very difficult to transport material. No one wanted to use the cart because it was just, well, annoying. How long was it like this before someone decided to do something about it? Well, Justin was made aware of it and he decided to do something. He brought this problem to the TOS manager and they discussed the matter extensively for a few seconds. And after intense brainstorming, they had a brilliant idea. They both agreed that by flipping the cart over and investigating the mechanism responsible for the cart's conveyance might have positive results. Well, it took about 7 seconds to flip it over and identify the problem. 2 bolts were missing from the casters, causing what is called a flippy-floppy caster condition, which they were happy to know is easily remedied. 2 bolts were added, and the cart was on its way to inspire us all. Did you know that one of the most powerful things you can do to become a more valuable employee or person in general is just simply to learn how to be a team player? Well, check out this inspirational video that shares a few tips on how we can become better team players to make working at Quality Craft better for everyone.
What makes teamwork work? I've always been interested in that question because I've led teams and for years I've worked with team leaders. That's why I wrote a book called Team Built, Making Teamwork Work. And in my book I talk about the 4 C's of a good team member. All good team members, all team players versus those people you might call team slayers, possess 4 characteristics. The first of those 4 C's is a commitment to the goals of the team. They're committed to the vision of what the team is about, and they're on board to helping achieve that vision. The second C is communication. You know, information is power, and one of the ways that people wield power over others is by withholding information. That simply can't be the case in a good team. Good team players are willing to communicate and to share information that other team members need. Now, the third C is cooperation. That's a willingness to work together. That means that you can't put up with people who are what I call the lone rangers of teamwork. They're the people who say, look, I'll just do a good job, leave me alone. They need to understand they are interdependent with other team members and that the success of the team is based on their willingness to cooperate. And finally, the fourth C is contribution. People have to create results. Good intentions aren't enough. And one of the ways that you can evaluate whether or not someone is a team player or a team slayer is by looking at their commitment, their communication, their cooperation, and their contribution.